when I was young, you always hear the saying, "Oh, a blacksmith ought to be able to make his own tools." And we didn't have anyone to show us for over 20 years of our career. There wasn't people making them like this, where you're truly forging it. I basically started out as a farrier. I had to make whatever I needed. We used to compete in farrier contests and did well. And you learn to use your hammer and your tongs. And you can spot them in a crowd of, your hobbyist blacksmiths, because they look like they know what they're doing. And they do know. I started doing blacksmithing because I liked, the forging parts, even as a farrier. We still go to some of their events, but we do this. We forge decorative stuff instead of shoes. I mean, I'll still make a shoe once in a while just to implement it in the design of something sometimes. When I started moving metal around that's larger than a horseshoe, that actually changes dimensions, I naturally gravitate to a larger hammer and standing differently, raising the hammer up to throw it from a farther distance and do the work efficiently and effectively. Learning to manipulate the different types of metals effectively and efficiently is, that's something in itself that's fun to learn. And, there's specific things you need to know about each of them if they're working well. By 2004, my brother, he started going with me and striking, showing people what I was doing with a hand hammer, with an anvil I created to explain how I was forging with an anvil and a hammer with certain surfaces to divide the metal up. We were taught as a general principle of forging, don't hit it more than 3 times. You'll damage your punch because it overheats and it can mushroom. You're not going through very thick material usually. Maybe half inch thick as a farrier. But most of it, 1/4 inch up to half inch. And you learn that if you do just take it out after one hit and just mark all your holes, you can punch 8 holes in one heat all the way through with the plug popped out. Well, that's unheard of in the blacksmithing community, doing stuff like that.
So how long did it actually take you to develop your tool making methods?
We still are developing it. I mean, we started making tools 40 years ago for farrier work, and then it just transitioned to doing other types of work where you need other tools. By 2004, when I was back in California, they had me demonstrate again. They also had Alfred Havman come and demonstrate. And he saw us working on that, and he said, "You have to come to Health Street and show them how to move these large pieces of metal around." We went there to take a tool making course, and I ended up staying for another 11 months and then attended. But in all that time, I was the one forging in Alfred's shop, preparing, making tools, and seeing how these tools were made. They didn't make real big tools, represent tools mostly, but all handmade, all the tongs, top tools, bottom tools, everything to do the solid work that they were doing. When I came back, I just applied it to larger hammers, and I shortened up the tools a bit, made a few changes. And that helped us tremendously to understand some of the stuff about making hammers. The importance of developing the house for the handle, as Alfred called it. That's something that even a lot of people that have worked with us don't grasp the significance of proper geometry for the hole you're creating and the tool that's used to make it. And without that, you got a hammer that either slides up and down if it's too straight, or breaks handles if it's too open. Well-made tools are a pleasure to work with. They can be beautiful and functional at the same time. And I take a lot of joy in being able to make a better looking tool than I used to. They're always getting better. I enjoyed learning to do something. Everything from architectural work, gates, railings, all kinds of things for in and outside the home. Jewelry. I've done pots and pans. I just think it's an important thing to know how to do, be able to make, use, and maintain your tools is critical for, if you're going to try and do this for a living.